with the class of reading. I've already booked a notebook. We're going to continue predicting the story class. If you remember the last class, we make some predictions before reading the story, just by looking at the picture and by seeing the title. Some predictions might be right, or some of them we might adjust. So now let's go. Hello. Let's continue talking about the storm. This is just as a review. Remember that the main character, the name is Jonathan. Jonathan is in a wheelchair because he must be in a terrible car accident. That is the reason that Jonathan is in a wheelchair, not because of the storm. No, it's because he has a car accident. Remember that also in the story, Jonathan's mother said that the weather report and also the weather report on the radio says that a storm is coming. A tornado is coming. So his mother, Jonathan's mother, might probably be late at home that day because she must be working. She will need to be working. So we're going to find out if Jonathan, this boy, will be alone during the storm or not. Now, before I continue, I have one question for you. Do you know what is the meaning of being physically challenged? What is to be physically challenged? What comes to your mind when you listen to this? Physically challenged. Anything?
No, wait. What does mean physically?
Yes, what does it mean to be physically challenged? You don't know? Okay, don't worry. Physically challenged class means a person, well, we use this to describe a person that it has a disability. A disability or impairment, like this girl that you see, she is in a wheelchair, so she is physically challenged. It's not the same walk as you walk normally to be in a wheelchair or using some crutches. So it's different. Now, another question for you, class. Do you think that these people that they are physically challenged, they can learn to do more things for themselves or they need help?
No, for things by itself.
Some things they can be done by itself and others they might need some help. But yeah, some people that you see in wheelchair, you see that they are like independent people. They can do many things. They can study like you, they can write, they can use the notebook. Just by being in a wheelchair doesn't mean that they cannot do that. Yes, they can do it. Look at here in this picture. They can use, yes, they are sitting, but they can use a computer. Yes, they can use a computer. They can use a ball. They can play in a different way that you play, but they have the opportunity. They are the opportunity to do some things by themselves without help. So while we are talking about this, remember that in the story we have Jonathan. Jonathan is in a wheelchair. So Jonathan might do some things by himself or sometimes need the help of his mother. So let's continue here. We're going to continue with the reading on page 305. Tell me.
They can be helped with the mother and the father.
Mother, the father, that's right. They can help.
All the family. And
all the family, excellent. All these people can help. Now,
the link, what?
Let's continue here with page 305. Who is on page 305 on the book? Gabriela. Okay, let's continue with the reading. Pay attention to these pages 305, 306, because then we're going to make some predictions. So let's continue with the reading on this. Yesterday, we start with this page where we're going to reread one more time this part. Gabriela, you can start. Since he was already out,
Since he was already out, he decided to go ahead and whistle the horses into the lot. It wasn't easy, but a short while later, he was rolling himself back out of the root cellar toward the horse throat. Carrots laid carefully across his lap. As usual, Buster was first. Buster was the one he had hand feet since I called. Buster nickered and then nuzzled at his hand so hard, and he nearly spilled the carrot. You want sugar? I know, but it's staying in my pocket for now. Back in the barn, he turned on that milking radio. A line of thunderstorms approaching East Central Indiana could have served hail and lightning, and a tornado has been used for whining, rattle, jay, and delivery counties.
okay, thank you. Stop there. Stop there. Thank you. So just as a reminder, remember yesterday we talked about Buster. Buster is the horse, is one of the horses that right now it's Jonathan with him. Okay, and he was listening again to the prediction or the radio, listening to radio, the weather report, the forecast. Okay, continue with the next part. Let's see. Marcelo, continue with the reading, Marcelo.
Yes. Had heard this before. A watch meant there was a change, nothing more. It seemed there were dozens every spring. Only the Warrens got his attention. This did mean through that there was a good chance of a storm, and Jonathan liked any kind of storm. He put his hands to the rubber rims and pushed himself out the west doors. There were ripples in the grass, and the skies had clouded. It was peaceful. Since his accident, he felt more alert. Somehow, he liked watching these ripples in the grass, the tumbling of the clouds overhead, the way the fluffy tops of the sycamores by the creek bent and loosed in the rising wind, but the rising wind, he was sure he liked the low wail that began moving through the farmyard, nor the green-yellow tint of the sky. They were signs the old timers said meant Twister better get busy and see to closing things up. He told himself. Who can know?
Who knows? Thank you, Marcelo. Thank you. Good job. So as you see here, it's basically describing that he loves the tornadoes. Not the tornadoes, but the storms. That he likes how it peaceful can be, the weather when it starts and storm. But let's see if this storm is not gonna be so difficult for him. Now let's continue in the next page. Let's see, continue with the reading. Alberto, continue with the reading, Alberto. We're on page 306, class. Alberto.
The radio was still running the same as this story. One hill, Tornado was tickled to the horse reached up from his chair. Here, all deal, the lad, making away as the gate so open. Buster nuzzled his near ear as he wheeled along beside them into the barn. Once inside, he gave them each a scoop of oats. Usually he liked to linger here, thinking and talking, but as he felt the barn creak and moan under the weight, he turned himself back out to take another look. He clawed here now, he continued, rumbled the thunder into the southwest. The sky and turned a deep blue, and where and there it was spotted by lightning. For a moment the wind stopped. The cold walking of the hens, his snorting of the long hawk, the shrieking of the all went silent, and the sharp whistling rose up from somewhere. There was a worried snicker from Harry.
Stop here. Thank you, Alberto. Thank you so much. Good job. What is happening in this part, class? What is happening in this part that Alberto was reading for you? What do you understand? In this part, class, what did you understand? Anything? Santiago Chavez, you understand something from here in the first part? No? Okay, what is happening here, class? Look at here, it says he called to the horses. Who is calling the horses, class? The boy, Jonathan. Jonathan, remember, it's coming, the storm, that tornado is coming. So Jonathan is alone at home. His mother is not there, so Jonathan needs to take care of the animals. In this case, the horses. So he called to the horses, reached out from his chair and undid the lash. So it means that he's trying to take care of these horses. All the horses, not just Buster. Buster, that is the horse that I mentioned here now, Joe. It's for all of them. He's trying to take them in a safe place. Okay, let's continue with the reading in the second part. Let's continue with the reading. Santiago Chavez, do you have your book with you? Continue here. Jonathan, look again at the sky.
Jonathan looked again at the sky, and there he saw it. So the strange black thumb pressed itself down out of the mass of clouds and stretched into a narrow plunge, just leaking over the surface of the ground. Tornado. It was so incredible that for a moment he simply stared from the rise of the farmyard. He watched the snake-like funnel slowly twist across the distant fields and broadened into a large blackness. Before his eyes, it became a black wall-headed stretch for the farm filled with place amazement. He hurried back across the lot. The wind was shrieking now, but before he could get to the house, he heard horses. Looking back, there were Buster and Henry tearing madly around the inner lot. How could they haven't got out?
Gotcha.
He didn't know, and not just Boston, but Henry, pride and the joy of his father. Jonathan could think if he had time or not, if it was safe or no.
Thank you, Santiago Chavez. Excellent. Good job. Now, what's happening, class? What is happening in the last part of this page, 306?
It's going to be a tornado.
Yes, it's going to be a tornado. And
And
remember,
it's going to destroy all the farm.
or the farmyard. Okay, that's your prediction. Now, the tornado is coming, class. Yes. But what it says, remember that at the beginning of this page, we mentioned that Jonathan is taking care of the horses. But what happened at the end? When Jonathan was hurrying, going back to the lot, to the farmyard to take care of himself, he looked and he see Buster and Henry. Buster and Henry were out of the lot. They were around the inner lot, it mentioned. So what do you think is going to happen, class? Do you think that Jonathan is going to be back to take care of Buster and Henry, or he's going to take care of himself to be in a safe place?
It's going to come for the horses.
The family.
Of the family?
I
Okay.
think that he's going to to
Okay.
rescatarlo.
To rescue them. Okay. So let's make prediction about this. Now, in your notebook, let's continue now with during reading. We're reading now. Let's make predictions while we are reading. Predict. You're going to predict if Jonathan will be alone during the bad storm. We already know this, but let's write your prediction. If you think that right now, Jonathan will be alone or is going to be someone of his family. Also predict if Jonathan will go and get the horses or he's going to rush into the house. Some of you said, Miss, Jonathan is going to rescue the horses. Some of you might say, no, he's not going to rescue the horses. He's going to leave them to die or do whatever they want. He's going to take care of himself. So write your prediction.
The horses.
The horses, okay, write in your notebook, during reading, and write your two prediction class, 2 sentences. One, if you think that Jonathan if will be alone or not during the storm. And the other prediction, if Jonathan is gonna take care of the horses or not. If he's going to be back for Buster and Henry, or if he's going to hide himself.
Sorry, let's copy during reading.
Yes, right. During reading and write your 2 predictions.
Okay.
My answer is
You want to share your answer, Khaled? What is your answer? What are your 2 predictions?
Jonathan takes care of the horses.
That is one. And the other one, do you think that Jonathan will be alone?
Yes.
Yes, so write your prediction.
Miss, I don't understand that first one sentence.
Number one, I'm asking you, number one, if you think that Jonathan will be alone during the tornado. Is going to be, if you say yes, I think that it's gonna be
Means
during
you're
the
back
tornado.
in your house. You're not in the school.
What is alarm?
Alone, solo. Solo. Que no hay nadie más, just him. So if you think that,
And the horses.
just him with the horses, yes, just Jonathan is in the farm, in the there in the farmyard with the horses. It's not anybody else. And remember, that's difficult, class. That can be difficult. Why? Imagine that you are in a tornado. You can run, you can walk, but Jonathan, no. Jonathan is in a wheelchair. Jonathan is in a wheelchair and in a tornado. During the storm, it's alone.
I think that Jonathan will be alone
Mhm.
and Jonathan will be with the horses, will rescue the horses.
Okay, you think that Jonathan will rescue the horses?
Miss, I finished. This is my prediction.
Mhm.
Yes, also I think yes, take the horse and no one along in the tornado because have their family
Means
and
I think
the
that
horse.
he's going to do it alone. That he's going to be alone in the storm.
I finished.
And he's gonna rescue the horse.
Okay. Finished? Do you have your two predictions?
Yes.
Yes or not?
No.
Yes,
Yes or not?
yes, I have it.
No.
Yes.
So some of you say, yes, he's gonna go and get the horses. But some of you say, no, he's gonna leave the horses there. Okay. Rebecca said, no, miss. Jonathan will be with the family. For Rebecca, Jonathan will be with
Horses.
the storm. But you mentioned that you think that Jonathan will be alone during the storm.
I write two predictions.
The two predictions, Rosa, tell me your two predictions.
The one is that Jonathan saved the horse, but forget one and go again. The two is saved the horse and his family called preocupada.
Okay, they're worried. Okay, good job, Rosa. Excellent, two predictions. She mentioned something different. Rosa mentions that she thinks that Jonathan will rescue one of them and the other one is gonna be back. So let's find it out if it's
Without
gonna rescue
copying,
the two of them.
without seeing the book, right?
Yes, without seeing the book. Remember, this is without continue with the reading. Now let's continue. We're going to read one more page, one page more to see, because there we have if he's going to rescue or not the horses in the next page. So let's read now page 308 here, and we're going to see if he's going to rescue. Now let's continue with this reading.
He's about to read.
Okay, let's see. Okay, Joshua, okay. Continue with the reading, and then Rebecca.
He raced toward them, his arms aching with the effort. His hands burnt against the friction of the rubber wheels. He didn't think he could push any harder, but the horses had to be saved, and he had to save them for that. First, he had to get Buster calm, and if he could get him calm, Henry would follow. He held out his sugar cubes after circling and snorting around him. Buster came and with Jonathan's head on his neck, allowed him to be calm enough so that Jonathan could snap on the lead rope. He then did the same with Henry. On their leads, they follow him back. Inside one stall was shattered from where Henry must have panicked and kicked. It must have been easy for Buster to force his latch and so race to join Henry.
Okay, stop here. Thank you, Joshua. So what do you understand, class? What is happening in this part?
Henry's
I think
he's saving the horses, Henry and Buster.
That's right. So he decided to go and take care one more time of the horses. If that was your prediction, it was right because he decided to rescue the horses. And yes, so your prediction was right.
Oh, my prediction was right.
Was right. And it looks like Rosa's prediction that he decided to take care of one of them and also for the other because it says Buster, if Buster is calm and follow him, then Henry is gonna do the same. So Rosa, your prediction was right. Excellent. Now let's continue with the reading here. Let's see, Rebecca, continue with the reading, please.
To keep them safe from pins, now Jonathan will have to stay down inside the van and not below ground in the safety of the cutter.
Stella.
He glanced back as the got inside and the warmth of the tornado seemed to be studying just outside the light. It was a thing of sound now as much as of color, so loud that even though the horse's mouths were working, he could not hear them. Their frantic breathing took all his strength as they tried to control them, by touch, by voice, by will.
Okay, stop here. Thank you so much. Continue just with the last paragraph, Isabella.
He finally coaxed them into an old stall. It wouldn't be any stronger than the shattered one, but he knew nothing would be strong enough now, except him. He's soothing them, his hands on them, the scent of sugar on his bones. This will be all that could keep them from bolting again. The barn shook like a freight train. The twister kept coming. The screaming wail of it was inside as well as outside, was inside him, and thought he was drenched in sweat. He was freezing with goosebumps too. Each second he expected to be his last. Shedding his from the swirling shafts, he tried to skim through the slats of the seedling
To see. Okay, stop here and see. Excellent. Now, time's over, class. Let's finish with this. Tomorrow we
Puede
can.
retroceder la pantalla.
Okay, don't worry. Now, hold on. Now, we're going to finish with this. Tomorrow we continue with the reading and making more predictions. Now, if you finish, you can this. Bye-bye.
Bye.